I'm removing a friend of mine from a Curse of Strahd campaign we've been running for about a year now. Have you all had any experience politely kicking someone out of your campaign? I was DMing for a Curse of Strahd group where tensions became high and there was kind of like two factions within the group. And I realized I either needed to end the campaign or I needed to be okay splitting into two groups. And luckily at the time, I had the time and the desire to take it to the end for both groups. So I just said, we're going to split we're not going to pretend the other characters didn't happen. They're going to become NPCs in Curse of Strahd and we'll work with it that way. So that was not kicking anyone out. I was just trying to make the group work. As for actually politely kicking someone out, it really would depend why. I would recommend talking to someone else in the group and make sure that if you're the DM, for example, talk to someone else and make sure they feel the same way as you do. Because sometimes you might think that people are really getting on someone's nerves or doing something disruptive, but maybe it's just a you and them thing where you just need to talk it out and not kick them out. If you're going to be decisive about it, just say, hey, I love you, you're my friend, whatever, or I'd like to play with you some other time, but it's not working out in this particular campaign in this group. And so I'm going to ask you to bow out and find another game to play in for now. Sometimes you really just got to be straight up and not kind of beat around the bush or be like, what do you think?
And Curse of Strahd is one of those campaigns where it's very particular. For instance, I played it very, like I was very focused on it and I was very intentional on being cautious. I got stressed out by other people taking bigger risks than I was comfortable with in such a high risk campaign such as Curse of Strahd. So I think focusing on, hey, this campaign might not be tailored to you because of your play style. Can we talk about either playing a different campaign or maybe it's time to find a DM that fits your style better?
Some more context Endo Spiff just gave. It's clear he's not into D&T and it's just there for, I'm not sure, a social hour. We play Roll20 on cameras and he plays video games off screen. I am someone who is guilty of this, actually. You've called me out on it, where I have a hard time paying attention online sometimes, and if there's a lot going on, sometimes I will just go do something else. And I've had to stop myself from doing that. But I think I have more empathy for that person for that reason, because I know that sometimes they're not just trying to blow you off. However, they shouldn't do that. So I recommend talking to them and saying, do you really just want to kind of be along for the ride, or do you want to be more involved? Like, it might be that they think that they've been wronged in some way and they're kind of being passive aggressive with their friends. Some people really just like passively being part of the group, and maybe you don't even have to address them the whole campaign.
They might just want to listen.
They might just want to listen, and once in a while, like, something will pique their interest.
Or if they're only combat oriented, all the role play part can just, be on your other players.
I recommend just talking to them one-on-one and saying, like, hey, this is my concern that you don't seem engaged, and it does take effort for me as the DM to try to include you, and it doesn't seem like you're trying to be included, which is, it's a two-way street. Is that accurate? If so, I release you from the bond. You don't have to finish the campaign with us if you feel obligated or anything like that. Just talk to them. I think that's what it comes down to. You know your friend better than we do. Try not to assume the worst of them. Endo says, the worst part is I had a conversation with him about a month ago. I said D&D Online is supposed to emulate being at the table IRL, and he understood and said he would improve, but he's doing the opposite. I gave him the chance to leave as well. It's crazy. Sorry. Thanks for the advice. No, don't say sorry. You have an awkward situation, and it sounds like your other players are frustrated as well. So I would just tell him, it sounds like you already did talk to him and say, hey, please try to get better. Just say, hey, if you can go find somewhere else to play, or find something else to do with your time. It doesn't seem like this is working out for you, this group in this game. Maybe the next one we can try again or something like that. Also, I find when you start talking with them about the issues you're having with them, people will often just quit. Yeah, hopefully not in an angry way, but sometimes people will be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I would just have fun doing other stuff. Sometimes people just need to have a proverbial like little slap on the cheek to be like, oh yeah, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, maybe you gave him a soft out, but he just needs like a hard out. Like, hey, like, no disrespect if you quit.
Yeah.